Hey everybody, quick video and quick break from crunchy rice content to wish you a happy winter solstice and to talk about one of the central ingredients in Persian cooking, in Persian symbolism, and in Persian iconography and aesthetic, the pomegranate. So on winter solstice, which is referred to as Shabi Allah, folks are encouraged to stay inside with friends and family to gather and eat certain ceremonial foods, of which pomegranate is one, and partake in this really fun form of divination. My parents always called Shabi Allah the night of poetry, because folks would open up to a random page of Hafez's book of poetry and kind of try to tell their own fortune based on the content of whatever poem came up for them. So the reason that you're doing this is because the folklore goes that there's a bunch of mischief sort of afoot outside in the world on the night of Shabi Allah. So you want to create this air of conviviality, of vitality, of good health. Something that my mom says that I think is like just so poetically put that I really like is you're ingesting these things and you're partaking in these activities so that you can provide like energetic support to the sun that is in the process of rebirth. So pomegranates on this night of Shabi Allah represent this lightness, this brightness. Like, you know, when you taste a pomegranate and you just kind of pucker awake, that symbolically on this night of Shabi Allah is ushering in that sunshine. It is closing the chapter of extremely long nights and bringing about brighter days and longer days to come. So pomegranate molasses is just a killer pantry staple to have on hand. In Persian food, you're going to use it for soups and stews and braises. It's used in certain rice dishes. In kind of just the greater Middle East, you'll see it in muhammara. I've had it in super delicious like lentil and tomato stews from Lebanon, just all over. It's a killer staple to have if you're developing your Middle Eastern pantry. And just as a fun ingredient, it's super delicious in cocktails, mocktails, drizzled into a vinaigrette, just like tossed over some vegetables with like harissa and a little bit of labneh. So this is the type of thing you won't regret having around. Obviously, you could buy it at a market, but it's really simple to make and you're a little bit more in control of the tartness when you make it yourself. So all you need, super easy, is 4 cups of unsweetened pomegranate juice. That big brand with the bulbs, Pom, I think, is super common and they don't sweeten it. So go ahead and grab 4 cups of that. We're just gonna get it to a light boil, reduce it down to low, and let it simmer for about 60 to 70 minutes. It's super simple. It takes time, but not really any effort. So let's check out how it's done. Okay, so I want you to get your 4 cups of pomegranate juice. Feel free to add a tablespoon or 2 of sugar if you like at this step. Whisk it together and get a light boil going. Once you get it to a light boil over medium-high heat, go ahead and then turn it down to low for honestly like 50 to 70 minutes. So let's check it in a little bit. Okay, so after an hour, it is syrupy, it's sticking to the back of my spoon, which is good. This is going to continue to thicken up, so I am going to let it cool for 30 minutes off the heat and then put it in a jar. Ta-da! So your consistency is going to be thick, kind of like a maple syrup or a honey. It's not going to be so thick that you're going to like break your spoon, so it doesn't need to reduce down to that degree, but yeah, about the consistency of a honey. So this is something I would keep refrigerated, keep it in your fridge. It should last like over 6 months, honestly, but hopefully you're using it enough to not need to kind of leave it around for that long. And that's it for today. Nusha Jan, happy solstice. May you have many bright days ahead and take care.